know as Muslims that we're taught to think first about our families and our neighbors and our neighborhoods, and to think outward from there. And homelessness deals with those who are the most vulnerable, who are living among us and who are often ignored and treated as if they are invisible. Now, you know that the central piece of what we're here to do today is to watch a documentary. They have an inspiring story that should mobilize us to actually do work that reflects how they have inspired us.
One thing that I see here, so much different than any other screening that I have had, I see young people. So I want to thank you guys. We are responsible to pass the message of the humanity. And we could do it. Folks, young people, we could do it. Thank you very much.
This film most likely will affect the way that I act towards people in the future, and homeless people that I see on the street, I'll most likely be able to give them the attention that they deserve and not act as if they are invisible, as most people do. It really opened my eyes to how they have feelings also, and how they're all humans, and we should treat everybody with respect and kindness.
I was actually not familiar with the fact of how the police were involved and how people were being arrested and food was being run over. That was something that kind of actually shocked me because I wasn't aware. But I was very impressed with the way it was shot and done and how people are getting involved and what they're doing, especially the part where they're working with women. And I thought that was really inspiring as a woman to be able to relate to that and see that their stories and how they have come so far.
The most powerful part of the movie was seeing the change from, this woman that had a child living in these tents, and she became a homeowner, and that really gave me goosebumps, and I started tearing up because, we take life for granted, and there's people struggling out there to make ends meet, and so they fall into the cracks, and they took a really big step to get it back up, and if they can do that, then anything is possible.
If at a very young age you have a very good foundation and understanding and you're educated very well about the subject, then as you get older, it can only really go in the positive direction. So I think the target should be people of younger age. So, because we're the ones who are going to be able to make the changes in the long run. So I think it's very important.
I think a turning point in the film that really helped me to understand how to get involved and what to do was definitely the part working with the women's organization. And it really showed me that there are practical ways that we can get involved. And it really made me want to make a difference and actually do something rather than just talk about it. So now I want to continue to do work with my church involved in the Skid Row ministry and really make personal relationships with those people.
We were involved in some of the pieces of the production. I mean, it really was, as Jahongir said, he followed my dad and asked if he could turn on the cameras, and so we were just giving him a tour of the facilities, and I think that he was just very inspired by what he saw, and he wanted to do something more in depth on it. It's hard for a young girl to be subjected to all of these harsh realities at such a young age, but then you grow up and you realize that, we have a greater calling, that we aren't just here to make money and, be successful, and what is the definition of success? So I think our Father has really taught us that over the years.
Absolutely. I really feel like the greatest thing our dad has really taught us is that life isn't about, becoming educated and making money and doing all these great things that obviously one should strive to do in life. But the feeling you get after truly knowing that you've touched a life and you've made a difference in someone else's life when they couldn't do that for themselves, I think that really is a testament in itself.
The most powerful moment in the film was most likely how Momahana started as a janitor and is as an immigrant coming with an accent and all this stuff, and he became a multimillionaire, and now he's giving back to everybody. It just shows how he doesn't really value his money more than helping others. So it just shows how much of a good man he is. My father making all these documentaries and me growing up around them has opened my eyes to what the world really is and how we should act towards others. So it's most likely made me a more kind and gentle person. I'm proud of what he's been doing. He is, if not the most kind person I know, and it's great that he's doing such humanitarian acts.